Online dating has like excused people from being good humans. If there's another dating term that we can make up right now, how about good humaning? How
Good
about
humaning.
good humaning? How about that for a dating term?
Did you push record?
Thank you so much for joining us today on Second Act TV. I am so happy to welcome back Treva Brandon Scharf. Treva, thank you so much for joining me again.
Oh, it's so great. I love being here with you. Always. You're the best. You're the best. I'm like at home. This is my home away from home with you. It's Second Act TV, but it's my second home.
That's so funny. We always have so much fun. We will link to all of our past segments, which is really one of the reasons that I wanted to have you here today for this conversation. Treva, just by way of introduction, if you don't know Trevor, she is a dating coach, a life coach. She specializes in helping people after 50 in their second act, and she is the co-host of Done Being Single along with her husband Robbie Scharf, who's also been on this program, and like I said, we'll link to all that. The reason we have Treva on today, again, as we do research on helping everybody out there find love after 50, I ran across this article that was put together by the popular dating site Plenty of Fish, where they did a poll researching and predicting dating trends for 2021. So this poll was done in in October 2020, smack dab in the pandemic. And one thing they found is that pop culture, social media, and current events, meaning the pandemic, they really saw that to influence how we date and new dating trends and new dating terminology, which we absolutely need to know. So, Trevor, let's get right into it. The first one, and I just thought it was hysterical, apocalypsing, treating every relationship like it's your last and getting super serious with someone you just started dating. Are you seeing that?
Yes, it's sort of a byproduct of pandemic panic. It's like panic dating, pretty much. I think we've all gone, not all of us, but I know when I was in my late 40s, I was panic dating because I thought time was running out. So it's real. I'm not saying it's not. We all kind of panic date at some point in our life because we're urgent and we need to get the show on the road, or for whatever reason got to get married. But it's the worst way to go. It's the worst way to date. It's just the worst. There's nothing attractive about desperation.
Yeah. It's funny here. They give examples of how to use it in a sentence, and the example here is Alex apocalypses every relationship, but who can blame him? This pandemic has shown us that you never know what's going to happen, so might as well make things count. But I think you would run people off doing that.
Of course, it just, you can smell it a mile away. And I have a friend who, because of the pandemic, sped everything up, expedited everything, and had the guy that she had just met maybe 3 weeks prior, move in with her, which was such a bad mistake. But I guess it wasn't because she learned what she probably would have. It just hurried everything up. So it wasn't a match. It was a disaster. He was stuck in her house. She couldn't get him out. It went south very quickly, but she got her answer. She found out in a short period of time that this is just not going to work, and it's probably not a good idea to rush into things. Period. Pandemic or no pandemic, it's just not.
Yeah. Well, and I get that we don't have that much time left sometimes. Maybe you want to date 10 years. But so if you're doing that, think about that. Are you rushing into something? And it's probably not a good thing. Here's another one. And I swear, when I read this, it's at first I thought this was a joke, but it's not. I Googled these terms and they're out there. Zoom. I thought this was absolutely hysterical. Zoom landering. When a Zoom date spends the entire time checking themselves out in the camera instead of looking at the person they're on a date with.
uh and we've all done it. You can't help but to do it. I think it's human nature to want to see how you look, and to it's kind of cool also to, wow, this is what I look like, um, but yeah, not good, because the person can see you. We can all see you. Hello, we all see where your eyes are. um, and just focus on the task at hand. You don't need to see yourself any more than you already do during the day. Look at the person that you're talking to. Focus, tune in.
That's so funny. We actually did a video on, how to look good on a video date. Did that during the pandemic, and video dating remains popular. It's probably, I think anyway. Actually, that's a question I have for you as well. Is that people, still having video as your first date, is might stay in place for a bit. Not a bad idea. But what I didn't think that people would like right now. Here, I'll demonstrate. I'm looking straight. I'm talking to camera right now,
Yeah.
which the way it comes across. Of course, I know this. This is second nature to me. I'm talking to you now.
Yeah.
I'm actually seeing. I'm talking to you on the screen, and this is
Yeah.
maybe where people need to understand how they look or where they look. And
Yeah.
now I'm looking at myself. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, my hair's out of place. So it is obvious if you're not
Yeah,
looking.
it's important to have a sense of your placement in this within the screen sense. And I don't think it's a bad idea. It's kind of cute to say to whomever you're on the video date with, am I looking at you? Tell me if am I looking in tell me if I'm not, because I want to give you my attention. I don't, and pardon me, I don't do this very often, or, it's a kind of a way to break the ice a little bit, and right, just kind of, it's a little moment. It's a little moment of warmth.
Let me see. There's. We won't go through everyone, but something that really I think applies to us. Uh, I thought this was interesting. Stalk blocking. And here's making your social media accounts private so prospective dates can't creep on you because, hello, no one likes a creeper. Well, I have kind of a different view on that. I mean, yeah, if you're being stalked, that's creepy. But I think it's important to check out your date. It's a great tool to check somebody out before you go on a date on social media.
Then what's it for? Then why do you have it? Why be on social media to begin with? It's meant for people to look and admire, and that's what it's there for. That's your marketing. That's as much as marketing as it is being on a dating app. I mean, that's how I met Robbie, for God's sakes, on Facebook. Completely not, just not any, we weren't on purpose, but it just, you're out there. I don't find anything wrong with that.
So I guess what you don't want to do is start, letting that other person know that you're there looking, maybe even all the time if you are. And women do tend to do this. We check it out, but don't start liking or commenting, or because that can be a little creepy. What do you think?
I've had some of those. They tend to go away after a while, but I don't find them. I mean, they're harmless, I guess, but it is a little creepy because you kind of feel them sort of staring at you in the corner. They're not really making themselves known. You don't know who they are, but they're liking your stuff, or they're commenting, or I don't know. But yes, I do agree with you. It's a little creepy.
I mean, this sounds so juvenile, and it is. I think the course, or the respondents there was 2,000 U.S. based respondents, and they said between the ages of 18 and 74. But I think the majority were younger. But again, the more I read this, it does. It certainly applies to what we do online. I think. I think some of it. Oh, here's one that I remember this from 10 years ago when I was online. Hey and pray. Indiscriminately spamming every match or every person you want to correspond with. Hey there, hey you, hey, hi, and praying that someone will respond.
Yes. No, not a good intro. Not a good first impression. If you, and I get those, I still get those private messages or DMs, and they are really, you couldn't come up with another maybe two or three words to add to your hey, or your hello, or your hi. No, babe, you gotta, come on, get a little creative. Be a little clever. Um, if you're going to reach out, do it. Say who you are. What do you want? If you're going to come at me with a compliment, that's fine. I just read an article that absolutely blew my mind, and I read a term called thirst trap. Do you know what
Thirst
thirst
trap?
trap is? All of this stuff that we're talking about right now. Some people dig it. Some people want it. Some people invite it and they welcome it. They want the attention. They want the likes. They want they want to feel attractive, loved, desired, wanted. It's purposeful. It's deliberate. It's called the thirst trap. And it's really, there are some people that need their egos, men and women, stroked to such an extent that it's really not about making a connection at the end of the day. It's really not. Why it's called thirst trap, I don't know. But it made a lot of sense because I know people like that just kind of cultivate this sort of like a follower kind of mentality where there's no intention of ever getting close or ever really meeting anybody. It's just to make them feel better about themselves. Some of it is just to feel loved, just to feel, just the adulation. Tell me I'm beautiful. I don't really know. I don't care who you are.
I think that's part of big part of the frustration that people experience when they date, who get frustrated with online dating. I mean, when you think about it, online dating is such a great tool if everybody was just ethical and, put their best intentions forward. But you never know what the intentions are. So, you need to be smart. It's interesting. It's really interesting. Anything that, when you look at this type of topic, anything that you have experienced that you would add to what you've learned, pandemic dating?
The good news about the pandemic is that it slowed everyone down. In a way, what did you say, catastrophizing? No, apocalypsing.
Apocalypsing, yeah.
For those, except for those who have felt a need to hurry up, which I get, I really do, because I have done that at other times in my life, having nothing to do with the pandemic. But I do think the upside, there's another word for the opposite of apocalypse. Apocalypsing.
Apocalypsing.
If we could make up a new term right now for slowing the hell down. If not now, when? This is the time to really reassess who you are, what you're doing, who you're dating, who you're meeting, and we can't just. Well, first of all, I was never in favor of jumping into the sack too fast anyway.
Right.
I'm never a fan of that. But now it really matters.
Like I said, when I first read this, I thought it was a joke or some kind of a satire. And no, it is true. And I'll link to the article so you can, everybody can read it themselves. There's some other fun stuff on there: folkloring, Waldoing, braiding.
There are many, and they are hideous. They are awful. And I will say, worse than a pandemic. Pandemic, like I said, depends how you spin it. It could be the best thing that's ever happened to dating. But I'll tell you what, the worst thing that's ever happened to dating is online dating. I mean, in a way, seriously, it's been the best thing to ever happen to dating and the worst. And what I mean by the worst is that it has brought out the worst in people, unfortunately. I don't know where people's manners have gone, but somehow online dating has excused people from being good humans. If there's another dating term that we can make up right now, how about good humaning?
Good humaning.
Good humaning. How about that for a dating term? How about be kind? How about be thoughtful and considerate? Breadcrumbing, benching, paper clipping, gaslighting, all of these things are hideous. And they are really a result of, I know it happened in IRL before online dating. You and I know what it was like to date, the old fashioned way. It happened, but not as much. It wasn't as insidious and prevalent as it is now. That's my rant for the day.
No, you bring up some great points that Well, maybe we think about it, but the frustration, I certainly see it on our channel. I see it in the comments that people are frustrated with online dating. And the fact is, online dating that's the way of the future. That's how you're going to meet people. And, how do we change that? That's a good point.
I don't know if it's the way of the future. It's just less stigmatized. I'm sorry. I gotta believe in romance, in old-fashioned romance. I can't give it up. I can't. I just have to believe in it. That people, when they care and they dig you, they do the right thing, and they're good humans, and they practice good humaning. I have to believe that. Online dating will be around, but so will blind dates, being fixed up, meeting people organically, bumping into someone, an old friend, social media. These are all sort of a little bit more authentic. And I think that's what's taken, online dating has removed the human element of this thing we call dating. Like I said, it's like giving people a pass to be assholes. No, there's no excuses for that. No one should ever. You have to treat people as if the way you want to be treated. If you're not interested in someone, say it. Just say it. We're not a match. You're a great guy. I wish you the best. Or if you are interested, show it. Just it's just it's just common courtesy and decency.
Yeah. Well, Treva, I always appreciate your.
Am I old? Seriously, am I just old?
No, you're not. And I think that it is our generation that still holds that. And I'm glad you raised that because, yes, I also, romance, we have to be able to keep that alive. But that's a really great point, is that dating is a whole different experience than it ever was. So.
The problem with our generation, okay, is that people tend to get bitter. They get cynical. They get chips on their shoulders because we've been at it so long.
Yeah.
And that's a shame.
Yeah. Well, Treva, we've come to the end. Love talking with you, and I love the direction this conversation went. In closing, anything positive we can leave our viewers with?
I would say the most positive thing we can take away from this conversation is that there is someone for everyone. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm a believer. Yeah. There is someone for everyone. I don't care how you say it. There's a lid for every pot, or there's someone for everyone. Yeah. I'm sorry, I really do believe that. Yeah. And the better you feel about yourself, the more you'll agree with me. And that's really key. Is self-worth. It's all about how you feel about yourself. I don't care how you look, who you are, what you make, what you do. It doesn't matter. It comes from you. It comes from a sense of having a sense of conviction about who you are.
Treva, thank you so much. We'll link to all of your information, and I look forward to having you back soon on Second Act TV.
Thank you. I would be, I love it. I love being here with you. I'd be thrilled. Have me back.
Thanks for watching. If you haven't already done so, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. And if there's a topic that you'd like to have us cover, visit our website, secondact.tv. We have a little red suggestion box in the upper right-hand corner of our site. Just click on that, drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. See you next time.